I've always loved basketball as a kid. I wanted to grow up and be in the NBA when I was a child. I wanted to wake up in the morning and shoot a basketball, or even go outside and just dribble the basketball for hours. My youngest and earliest memories was going outside with my cousin, and we shoot the basketball on the porch and acting like it was a hoop. That's where we worked on our dribble moves. That's where we worked on our shooting. That's how we worked on everything. We might go inside and we'll, see a couple of clips and then come outside and try to do those clips. But the time that I really got into the NBA, I could say, was when the Oklahoma City Thunder 2012 team came about. Now that team had a young Serge Ibaka, young James Harden, a young Russell Westbrook, and a very young Kevin Durant. Now that team was everything to me, right? That was the team that I was working on. Anytime I see Kevin Durant with a pull-up three ball, go outside, try to work on that. I see Russ Westbrook jumping out the gym, I would try to go outside and jump out the gym. Now, I never developed those athletic abilities, but it was cool. But I know for a fact I always loved the Oklahoma City Thunder, and they've been my team ever since then, ever since I first started. Now it's a new day in Oklahoma City, obviously, with the star and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, with a rising pair in Josh Giddey, and the person that came in second in the Rookie of the Year voting last year in Jalen Williams, who averaged 14 points, 4.5 rebounds, 3.5 assists, and 1 steal. We also got great talent coming off the bench, obviously in Trey Mann, Cason Wallace, just to name a few. And this is the Oklahoma City Thunder. They made it to the play-in last year, where they obviously lost in the play-in, but it was definitely a good turning point for the team. Now, all this talent, and they got even better this summer. But you may ask me, how did they get better, Mir? They had no big, huge free agency landings, no huge trade acquisitions. They did have some picks, but the picks weren't extremely high. So how did they get better? Well, that's what we're here to talk about today. So welcome back, y'all. Today's video will be on Chet Holmgren. Now, I'm mad that I couldn't get this video out before the season started, because he's been absolutely crazy this year. He's already recorded a game with 7 blocks, but let's get into it. Chet Holmgren, a 7'1" power forward. He's a center out of Minneapolis, Minnesota. He was the 2nd overall pick in last year's draft, but he obviously missed his whole rookie year due to an injury that he sustained playing in a Pro-Am game in, I believe, Seattle. He showed extreme promise in his games in the preseason, in which he played a game up against the frontrunner for the Rookie of the Year, as we all know, Victor Wembanyama, who I'll be referring to as Wemby from now on in any video. But he put up 21 points and 9 rebounds in a win against them. But you may ask, okay, he did that in the preseason, but what makes him a key piece to this young Thunder team? Well, his defense is the biggest thing. His ability to block shots is second to absolutely nobody, and I believe that he'll be the best in the league at shot blocking within the last 5 years, within the next 5 years. Now, he can guard a lot of positions due to his length, and since he's a bit smaller, he's able to move laterally better than a lot of different guys in the NBA today. His ability to stretch the floor, obviously as a 7-footer, usually 7-footers are not that good at stretching the floor. They can't shoot the 3-ball as well. But he's actually really good at that. He's more of a pick and pop guy off the screen and roll, but he can roll as well. But in college, he showed off his 3-ball, and his 3-ball was amazing, actually. He was 39% from the 3 in college. The biggest thing that I think is something that all Thunder fans and fans of just the NBA and basketball in general should love about him is his intensity. He's obviously an extreme competitor. He trash talks. He never backs down. He always wanted those tough challenges that you've seen, obviously, in the preseason, the first couple of games of the year. In college, at Gonzaga, and in high school, he always played up against the best guys. He always guarded the best guys. Even if it was from the small forward position onto the center position, he was always the guy on them. Now, weaknesses that he has is obviously his size, but I believe that it's made up with his competitive edge. He obviously believes that he's the best player on the floor at all times, and he shows that in his play. Sometimes he will lose a matchup or here and there, but that's basketball. Everybody loses at some point. Now, at Gonzaga, he had an amazing season, and I actually have a report from one of his former teammates, Rasir Bolden. Now, Rasir Bolden, he was a great college player, I would say myself. He averaged 12 points, 3 rebounds, and 2.5 assists in college, and he played 1 year at Gonzaga with Chet, and he said that Chet was a real-life cheat code. His arms were crazy long. He moved great for a 7-footer. He played angles and understood timing extremely well. He blocked everything at the rim in practice, and the best shot that he could ever pull off on him was maybe getting to his spot in the mid-range and getting a shot off. But it was also funny because he told me that he once tried to dunk on him, but he missed it. But that was cool for him. He said he really enjoyed playing with Chet, and much power to Rasir, and hopefully he's able to do something in his basketball career as well. Now, you may say like, oh, Rasir doesn't seem like that great of a player, but his best college season, he averaged 16 a game, so he's definitely a verifiable source because he was good enough to play D1 and excel in D1. So this year for the Thunder, I have high hopes for them. I believe that they could definitely make the playoffs with this young core. They definitely have a lot to learn, and we definitely have a lot of key pieces that can help us get to where we want to go. I'm excited to see how well he meshes with Shea and the rest of the young stars on the team, because this team was already pretty good last year. They went 40-42. That was slightly below 500, but it's some things that we'll see from this team this year, and they've already started off well. I believe they're 2-1 to begin, and it's just a lot of different things that we'll see from them coming up. I definitely see Chet being a all-rookie team guy this year. He's already played very well. He'll get that spotlight in Oklahoma City as their starting big or starting four, wherever they decide to put him throughout the season. I definitely have high hopes for him. He will be an all-star in this league one day if he's able to stay away from injuries, and I'm just excited to see where he goes from here. So thanks for watching again, From My Eyes to Yours, and I'm out. Peace.